Hi, this is Lizzie Murder, here with Soul Song Healing, and today's show is about mediumship. So I've always had, since I was a kid, I've had this gift of being able to talk with loved ones who've departed. And I kind of thought everyone had it, but not everyone does, and it's a very sacred gift that I use to help people. I've helped clients resolve things from beyond the grave, kind of. Sometimes we don't say everything that we wanted to say while we're alive. And I see death more as a transition rather than the finality of. I would love to help people to talk to their loved ones someday. That's a dream of mine. So it's more of a see you later than it is like, okay, I can't hear them anymore. But until I can do that, I do this professionally, and I'm going to be taking a caller to do live mediumship today. If you want to read more about my experience as a medium, you can go to soul-songhealing.com, book a session with me. And I wrote some articles about what it was like being a medium, getting amazing support from my own grandpa when I needed a father figure, how it shifts the perspective of the soul. Like I remember telling him I was so sorry that we didn't get to meet in the physical, and he corrected me. He showed me an image of meeting me while I was a newborn. He was in the hospital dying of Alzheimer's, which sounds really tragic. And then he started laughing really, really hard. And then I started laughing, and he said, "We met, but neither of us remembered." And I've been able to connect with different loved ones who have passed away, and there's something truly amazing about loving someone on both sides of the veil. And it really is just the soul keeps going. There's an extension. It's just a doorway. Death is a doorway. And it's one of my favorite gifts. For some reason, it takes more energy than the other ones, but I've seen a lot of healing come through it. And I get a lot of details about personalities and stuff. So it's something that I hope I can share, teach you how to talk to your loved ones. I don't know how to do that yet, but um, yeah, so I'm going to be doing a live reading for someone. I think we have a caller here.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
Can you hear me? Oh. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Paula. Paula.
Hey,
Yeah.
how are you?
Well, I'm doing really good, sitting here in the sun, enjoying some sun.
What can I help you with today?
Oh, I'm trying to see what you see coming ahead in months, and if you think it's okay if I got rid of my nurse, if we'd be okay. Some insight on that.
If you got rid of your nurse. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to try to do everything on my own.
I think there's
I'm
a lot
not
of
confident
weight
enough.
going on in your life right now. There's like a feeling of weight. It's like
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you're going through that. There's a feeling of like wanting to break away from the situation, or that the nurse isn't giving you what you need emotionally. Like I feel like you need more community or play. Um a big feeling of weight and isolation. Um can you get rid of your nurse? Like for now it's they're saying to keep the nurse, but to find other reasons for your life, like to enjoy your life. They're saying you desperately need connection. Um, like basically you have some family, but they're not really in touch with you right now. Like, or there's a
Yeah.
feeling of disconnect. Yeah. And it's painful.
Yeah.
And there's just this feeling of like being
Yeah.
alone. I'm really sorry you're going through that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the nurse is not,
I'm raising my daughters. Hmm?
yeah, there's, they're saying like, oh, what I'm hearing is that it's always been hard for you to ask for help. Um,
Yeah.
and in your family, it wasn't like a popular thing. It was like people just kind of sat with
Mhm.
it, they worked hard, they shoved things down. And that they'd really love for you to ask for help, ask your family, ask your community. And something just as simple as someone coming and spending time with you so you can feel connected to the community is going to really help you.
Yeah, I take care of two handicapped kids I adopted. They were my
Well,
daughters, and she took off on us. And
yeah.
I've been raising them. One's 10 and one's 3, and they're both handicapped, and one's got a lot of medical problems. But I just recently got a nurse about 3 months ago, but I don't feel like she's doing her job, and she just sits on the couch all day, and I'm still stuck doing all the work. So I thought, should I keep her or not? you know,
Yeah. Well, some of that feeling, like the nurse is a little checked out. I do see that. But it's also just the feeling of like doing everything on your own that's frustrating you. It's
right,
like there's just you've had that feeling for a long time. Um,
right,
carried this weight alone for a long time. And so
yeah,
they're saying like please get help from the community. Um, that even like your neighbors, like people, and it's not so much that they need to help you with the specific things when it comes to caring for these people. It's more like you have been isolated caring for them, and there's resentment towards the nurse of like she's not really doing her fair share. And the thing is like she is doing her job, but she's going through some stuff, and there's like some I think it's more of they're asking you to get some help, and there is help available. They're talking about a church helping you. They're talking about neighbors coming by and just like having a social life. Like they want you to just have a life apart from that. It's been a long time since you had one. Does that make sense?
yeah. Because it's really hard. My granddaughter I adopted, she's 3. She just, she's been through 2 heart surgeries, and she's got G tubes and colostomy bags, and I've only had a nurse for like 3 months, something like that. And she kind of acts like she's scared of taking care of her, so I just do everything, and she just kind of sits on the couch until I need her or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, and her brother's 10, and he's got autism, and I really don't ever get out because I'm always taking care of them, and I have no help,
Yeah.
you know. So
Yeah,
I
there it
feel a little isolated. Yeah,
is isolating. My nephew is 11 and it's like he's autistic and it can
yeah,
be isolating. It's a lot of work. But it's like he's a
yeah,
great kid. It's also a lot of work. It's both. And yeah,
right.
that's what I mean, someone coming by the house just like or just having care so you can get out because it's like
Mhm.
they're showing me is they're like when's the last time you went out dancing and like saw a concert or something. They're like it's been so long, and it's more like when you're able to have some of those experiences you're going to be looking at the situation with the nurse a little bit differently. But right now it's just this feeling of like being alone and there's so much responsibility, and the community, it's not that they don't care, there's more like they just kind of thought you've got it, there's kind of this feeling, oh, she's got
Yeah,
it.
I'm stubborn.
Yeah, you're a little
Yeah,
stubborn, like I am too. But in like there is this feeling like you've always been very strong, like I'm gonna do everything all on my own, but
yeah,
they're like, please ask for help, even if it's just someone coming by and eating a meal with you. But like there's a feeling of you need some more experiences, and then you'll bring that energy back to
yeah,
like, yeah, you need to have some fun. You need they show you going dancing. Like it's funny because I see like the trumpets going. And I'm like, I want to ask, like, will you get some help with caring? And they're like, yes, the community will be there to help you. Um, if you ask. They're just kind of doing their own thing. They're a little oblivious right now. So they just need to be asked, and someone will come by and be like, you know what, I got it. Like there's this feeling of like once you ask, they're those kind of people. They work really hard. They work really hard where you live. But there's a feeling of like we take care of our own kind of thing. Once they know there's something going on. Does
yeah,
that
yeah. I've been on my own since I'm 14. I just turned 61 the 17th, and I've done everything by myself and never have no help, and
yeah.
taking care of either my sisters, now my daughter's kids, and you know, it's like I adopted them because she's not around. I didn't want them to be fostered out. And, her daughter, I travel with Heaven every 2 months to Colorado for some surgery, and it takes a toll, and the nurses aren't allowed to travel with me. So that's the only thing I feel I really need help with is when I travel. But yeah, I was like, I don't know if I should go back to just doing it all by myself or keep this nurse, because I feel like, she's there, but she's not there taking care of Heaven. I'm doing all the
Yeah.
work,
Well, a
you
nurse
know.
is good for some of
And
the, I'm just gonna say bathroom stuff or some of like the medical stuff, like that kind of stuff. It's really, but they're saying part of it is just this feeling of like you're a very strong person. You've been able to carry a lot on
yeah,
your own throughout your life, but part of your lesson is trying to like ask for help, like understand, yeah, other people have things going on, but they don't know how much you're feeling isolated. Like they do want to come by and take things off your
mhm.
plate. Like, I'm just getting the feeling of like you're in a community with some good people. Um,
Yes,
yeah, and the nurse is good for like the cleanup stuff, if you know what I mean. It's like certain things,
yeah.
yeah, need to be
Yes,
cleaned up.
yeah, it's kind of my fault too because I don't let her do nothing.
Yeah,
So only time she does anything is help me if I need to go to a doctor's appointment a couple hours away. She goes with me to help me keep Heaven entertained while I'm doing the driving. But other than that, I
yeah,
don't make her do anything. I do everything on my own. You
yeah. That's
know,
the energy there is they kind of want you to let go of the reins a little bit. You know what I mean? Like let go enough to trust someone else. Like this is her job, she can do it. Um, and to see what else life is about. Like you haven't given yourself
hmm
that. And there's this feeling of like wanting to control things. I think sometimes when we care deeply or just because life can be like that, we want to control things. But they're
yes,
like, please let go of reins. Like that's what she's there for. And like let yourself like, I don't know, they keep showing you stopping off at like a place where they have live music and you're just stopping in and it's like, you know, you're taking a deep breath, like, oh, because it's been so long since you experienced something like that.
yes,
And when it's all
yes,
about caregiving, it's like self-care goes out the window and they're like, this nurse can take on a lot more than you're giving her. Um, and she kind
yes.
of wants to. She's
She
bored.
tells me that let her help, but I
Right. Yeah.
don't. Um,
Yeah.
you know,
It's like I get it. Like I think you're used to doing it by yourself and it being done a certain way and all that. I can feel that. But yeah, there's a big message of like your community will help you, the nurse will help you, and they want you to get out there and not be so isolated and like find. They keep talking about a church or something where there's a community, good people, just good hearts, and they're just like, please go find your people, and then you can bring that energy
yeah,
back. Yeah,
the kids
yeah,
and I have been going to church on Thursdays.
makes sense. Yeah,
We just started doing that. Getting out
yeah,
of the house and stuff.
yeah. These
But yeah,
they want you out of the house. They want like. There's also a feeling of like they want the kids growing up in community and like surrounded by people and knowing like, and this kind of makes me emotional. It's like they want the kids knowing that they're loved and accepted exactly as they are. And it can be hard with certain conditions, right? Like, but it's a good place. These people are good people and they make accommodations and they're kind of people that will like shift things around without talking about it, like, you know, and so yeah, they're saying you need some time out dancing.